All right, guys, great win, great win. You know what? I'm glad we got the win. I'm not excited. I'm sorry. Listen, I was excited for like maybe a split second until all of a sudden I'm at the game and I'm like, holy shit, we have to play this team again in the playoffs. Like, I was excited for a split second. It was bonanzas. Josh Allen going in, rushing in for a touchdown, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, we have to play this team again. It was an exciting atmosphere. Everybody went nuts. Shout out to all the Chiefs fans that were there. They were a great time. But Jesus, I'm like, dude, we have to play this team again. And the funny part is we have not gotten the number one seed. Now, the number one seed is still in play, right? The number one seed is in play now. Like, the Chiefs have not run away with it. So if the Chiefs drop one more game, one more AFC game, then I think we definitely have a better chance. Now, of course, you don't want to drop a whole bunch of NFC games because you're not gonna get the number one seed as a whole if you're just dropping all these NFC games. That's why that fucking Texans loss, it hurts. Because if you win that game, you are 10-1. You are 10-1 with one conference loss, and now all of a sudden you're going into the bye week as the number one seed. Because you have the tiebreaker over Kansas City. But because you lost to Houston, this is the sort of result that you kind of get. So it is what it is. Right now, we still got the number 2 seed, but we're 9-2, right? The Buffalo Bills are a really good football team. We've been doubted. A lot of people thought we were going to be the number 3 seed or the number 2 seed, that the Jets and the Dolphins were going to usurp us. And we continue to prove doubters wrong that, listen, man, we are a really good football team. Now, when we get to the playoffs, it's a different story. Right? We can compete with anybody in the National Football League, but the playoffs are a different animal. And the Chiefs turn it on like no other when they get to the postseason. It's insane how they just flip a switch compared to how they're in the regular season, and they just become a different beast. Travis Kelce plays like he's the greatest tight end of all time, which, arguably he is. Patrick Mahomes plays at a different level. The entire team is in sync. Defensively, they're even better than what they were in the regular season. And then the Chiefs just flip a switch and they become unstoppable. They become the goddamn Monstars. But obviously the playoffs aren't here yet. And so the Buffalo Bills, they have to continue to just push on. They got to continue to win. Again, we got, we're going into this. We're going into the bye week. San Francisco plays Green Bay. That's going to be a tough game for them. They're just coming off of a loss against Seattle. I am expecting San Francisco to bounce back and beat Green Bay. If we would have played them right after losing to Seattle, I think that this game would have been a different beast. I actually might have given the game to San Francisco, but the Buffalo Bills, thankfully we're playing them after the Green Bay Packers. You never know what can happen there. I think they're going to be even more beat up, and we're coming off fresh. And we may have Coleman back, we may have Brown back, we may have Kincaid back for that game, potentially Kincaid. I think Kincaid's going to be out one more week, but I definitely believe we'll have Coleman and maybe even Spencer Brown coming back as well. So we have some players dinged up, of course, but these players get the entire week off. That is fantastic. Again, it was a fantastic game. We needed it, especially going into the bye week. Because next week is just simply it's just rest week. We don't have to, we don't got to stress about anything else. So I'm glad we got the win. KC fans, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. We'll see you guys in the playoffs, and we'll see what happens there, man. If we can meet up with each other again. But shout Bills Mafia, shout Cheese Kingdom. You guys are always respectful, especially when you come to my comment section. You guys are always respectful, and we'll see you guys in the playoffs.